car's drying out slowly, so I'm going to assist that further by removing all of this crap. Some of it's good stuff, some of it's junk, so I'll be quite selective in what I keep, I think, this time. The rest of it I'll put in the van and take home. Well, I've emptied it, so you can sort of ta-da, empty. Good things to have found, that I'm particularly pleased with. It's a brand new unused manual choke, and there's another one in there that's had a previous repair. Basically they snap internally here, so that one's been fixed, and then I've got two unbroken ones there, which is nice. And then my bits and pieces, random bits of trim, V8 nuts and bolts and stuff, springs, clutches, panels, you name it, it's in here. A few more highlights: stainless rear box, wheel arch repair panels, front panel, overseals, wings. That's a fiberglass copy of a Vitesse deep chin spoiler. More bits of trim, underbelly panel, airbox off a 2.6, Vitesse wheel. I think that's cooling fan off a fuel injected engine, I'm not sure. And really that's about it. I've also got myself a better outdoor cover, so while this car is in store here, I'm going to whip the roof rack off, and then that should keep it waterproof if I can get that other cover on nicely tied down. I've packed it up for the moment. It's sitting in its new car cover, which is a cheapy one from Aldi for I think 9 or 10 quid, but it will keep the worst of it off, and more importantly it will look slightly more presentable to my colleagues. So I might need to put a bungee cord around the middle there, but yeah, I'm going to start writing a list of all the bits and pieces I need down here in order to go through and get it running. I've an annoying feeling that it might have a seized clutch, the same as the blue one, which I really won't be looking forward to, but we shall see. You basically compress the pedal down, and there's no fluid going through the slave, so I'll try bleeding it first, and then hopefully it won't be another gearbox out job. Remember those good old days back in, well, last winter when I was out here in the cold and the rain working on that one? Well, it feels rather reminiscent of that. I've thought while I'm out like with the van, I might as well try and get the carpet up, which necessitates moving that centre console. If I can get that up and out of the way, it'll improve things in terms of drying, and I can just shove it all in the van and take it home in one go. So I've got my floodlight, gonna pull the centre console out, which, well, I would do that, but my floodlight is just miraculously turned off. That was basically on the full charge as well, so that's disappointing. Right, got another light. Actually works quite well. So yeah, I shall go and get my screwdrivers and that, and then start wrestling that lot apart. I've never had a Series 1 before, but I know where all the mounting screw holes are for Series 2 cars. You usually have one under the back there, either side at the front there, a couple in the front, and then you lift that trim panel up and there should be one under there as well. We shall see. These gear levers should just unscrew. This one is a aftermarket affair with a little self tapper in there, but it seems to be coming. Yeah, they have a really long shaft on them, which is well, I don't know, quite a fine thread, and in my other SD1s it's a gamble. You either screw it all the way down and it becomes tighter and tighter until it doesn't move when you're trying to change gear. Danger is if you go all the way down, the stud actually pops the badge emblem out of the centre, so you never know quite how far down to go. Like too far and you break your gear knob, not enough, and every time you're driving it's flapping around pissing you off. Right, ta-da! See what I mean? It's a real long thread. I've seen them before where somebody's actually chopped these down or done horrible things with them. That one looks okay, so I'm hoping a standard gear knob will go back on there, and go for a little bit of originality. I think I've got a Series 1 gear knob in the cupboard somewhere at home, Right, so you've got to excavate this bit, trim, get all that bit out. Can't actually see any more fixings yet. Oh, I can feel one. There's one down here, one down there, and yeah, as I say, I have to pull all this lot out to find the others. Okay, I just got the gear lever trim off. That's just on plastic pegs that sit in holes in the plastic. But straight away, there's something funny going on with that gear lever. That should be straight. So why they've done that, I don't know. Maybe the driver just liked the position further back, I don't know. It's definitely an original type SD1 lever because it's got that sort of suede crimped end in it. Bit of tape around here, I don't know what that's about either. But yeah, the other fastenings are here and here. And then we usually got one in the far corners either side, and on this car there's some other bracket up here which is non-standard. I don't know what that was for. Maybe they broke their glove box latch or something, I don't know. But we should be able to undo all that, get that off, and then I'll go and get some WD-40 to lube up that handbrake grip, and then that should slide off forward. Disconnect the wiring. Choke, I don't know because I've never had one before, but yeah, I presume it was just undo the cable and then all that will come off too. Clutch, well sorry, keep calling it clutch maybe. Choke cable's easier to get out than you might imagine. It just once this is loose and can be lifted up, just 90-degree turns and pulls out. Or it seemed to fall out on this one, maybe it's broken again. Yeah, a bit of WD-40 and a screwdriver means that that now can come off. Ooh. And that should all slide out and forward. Get it on. Bit of a Jenga puzzle this, might need another 2 hands for it. Right, that doesn't come out with the handbrake still there, so I'm just gonna take that off its mounts. 2 13 bolts down here. I'm sure you get the idea. Right, we're now looking at the driver's footwell. You got the vents that come through the carpet that have got to be moved before the carpet will come off. I say vents, that's one of them. There should be another triangular one up there that dries your feet out, I guess. These are held in with little pop rivets or plastic rivets. You just have to push the centers in and then carefully retrieve the little peg after it's dropped out. It'll probably fall down the carpet at the back, but don't forget to pick them up. But yeah, they should come out quite easily. Right, so there you can see the little peg there and the plastic bit that opens up when you push it through the hole. So yeah, don't lose them. So that's the carpet lifted out, and it's pretty much as I expected and remembered. Basically, where this car has sat for such a long time, just filling up with water, it's eaten the floors out from the top down, which is really quite unusual. That side, obviously, really bad. Front, not so bad. Front this side, pretty crap, but you know, all doable, much as we've done on the, or I've done on the other one. I want to get the headlining out now as well, because every time I brush up against it, all of this crappy orange sort of foam backing between the fabric cover and the actual card backboard, it just keeps dropping off and landing all over the place. There's no point cleaning the rest of the car out until that's down, so it's just an easy job of taking the, well, I say easy, presuming that none of the fastenings have rusted themselves into the roof. Yeah, remove the sun visors, rear view mirror, grab handles, and then it'll all drop down and I'll chuck it in the skip. Well, that was disgusting. It's like a weird, it's not like the Series 2 boards that I've seen. It's more like it's heavily compressed fiberglass stuff. Really nasty. So that's all down. One of the grab handles refused to come out. It's kind of rusted up in that corner. The rest of the roof is just condensation rust and bits of glue, apart from that back centre section, which looks really nasty, but that'll all get cut out anyway. I still talk about me doing all of this stuff, and I have to be careful because I know I can fix all of this, but really I've got so many other things to do that I should just break this car and keep the engine and box, or sell that and then bin the rest of it. But it's one of those cars that, although it is a complete state and it's valueless because it's a 2.3 rather than an original V8 or anything special, it's just got a bit of character about it. So I would like it to go to a good home even if I don't finish it, but I'm still going to have my fun messing around with it to start with, but that's about all I'm going to do for tonight. So whether or not this turns out to be a sign off or not, you'll be able to tell by the length of the video, because if it looks longer than the next few seconds, it's not the end of the video. So I guess it wasn't the end of the video. It's the next day, and you can see in daylight what we're dealing with here. Got holes in the front, lots of corrosion here, further holes, big hole that side, which we shall go and have a look at now. I quite like the holes because it means you can sweep all the debris straight onto the floor. So yeah, that's my hand going all the way through what was the cabin floor. Big hole there, that's actually through the car, but underneath you've got the tray that carries all of the wiring and the hoses for the fuel delivery. Water, you can see the orange staining is just collected in the rear seat wells, rotted those out on that side, not so bad the other side. And then this footwell, yeah, that couple of holes there as well. So despite the actual sill and inner sill being perfect, the cabin floors have gone. You can buy that as one massive panel for 108 quid. The transmission tunnel's okay, and I think I might have said in the previous video, I've already got the whole of that rear section from that flange all the way up through the seat base to halfway across that rear deck. I've got everything there at home. So what I could do, if I could be bothered, is to chop the floors out, chop all that out, put it in again, because looking underneath the car, the actual braces are all fine. So it would be quite a simple job to do, really. Quite involved, but not actually that difficult. Plus, because you're not taking any of the actual structure out, you're just taking that skin off, you probably wouldn't need to do any cross bracing or anything. So yeah, it's all doable. It's just time and money, really. But I will stop this video here now because I haven't really got anything else to add at the moment. It's going to be, the next videos are going to be more aligned to getting it up and running. So until then, goodbye.